Welcome to the Uncomplicated Perimenopause podcast. I'm Kate Grosvenor, your friendly perimenopause expert and life coach.
And I'm Gabriella, Kate's daughter, representing all the women who are nowhere near perimenopause but want to understand it better.
Whether you're just starting your perimenopause journey, deep into it, or you're a loved one trying to support someone who is, we've got you covered.
We'll be answering all of your burning questions, exploring the ups and downs, and sharing expert advice and personal insights.
So grab a cup of tea, get comfy, and let's dive into the wonderful, sometimes wild, world of perimenopause together.
And remember, no matter where you are on your journey, you are not alone.
Welcome to the Uncomplicated Perimenopause. Hello, my darlings, and welcome to episode 20 of the Uncomplicated Perimenopause podcast. I think I'm Kate Grosvenor, and I'm a perimenopause expert and life coach.
And I think I'm Gabriella Grosvenor. As far as I know, I'm Kate's daughter.
It's been one of
and
those
I
days.
guess I'm here to learn with you all.
I'm not even having a laugh. We've been having one of those days where it's like, we're going to record. No, we're not. Yes, we are. No, we're not. Yes, we are. And it's just, we're just throwing the cat out of the studio. And it's just, We've had a busy weekend, though, to be fair.
To be fair.
To be honest, to be true.
22 of you will know why.
Yes, this is true. This is very true. We had a firewalk this weekend, so we were a little bit...
And it was so fun.
It was brilliant.
It was brilliant. Everybody that was there had the most amazing time. We all did.
It was fantastic. And you got the feels. You got a bit emotional, didn't you?
Yes, and I didn't think I would. I was telling my mum because obviously I knew beforehand what we were going to do in the firewalk and what it was about and everything. But then during the coaching session for a couple of hours, it got me emotional. I was trying to remain professional. It just took over, and then the day after, my God, I thought about every relative that has passed away, every ex-boyfriend, and just cried, just had a moment. But I feel better now that I've let things out that I didn't know needed to come out.
But that was the whole point of the exercise, and I wanted you to have that experience, and that's why I
did not. I thought
you didn't see it coming.
No, at all.
See, this is the thing about firewalks. This has got nothing to do with perimenopause. Hello, everyone. This is the thing about the firewalk is it's not about the firewalk. And this is what I was saying to everybody. Yeah. I can teach you how to firewalk in 5 minutes. Here's a firewalk, go across it. It's not to do with that. It's the decisions and it's what goes on in your mindset. And so it's exhausting, but it's something to do with the firewalk. Yeah. And everyone has a completely different experience.
And most people, I would say, I asked there said that they didn't even feel the fact like the being hot on their feet.
You know it's hot.
Yeah.
I mean, when we say it's hot, it's like 400 degrees centigrade.
88. I googled it. I was like,
hot.
Yeah.
It's like hot. But your mind knows it's hot, but yet you don't feel it.
What we need to try next is the complete other way, walking on like ice or something.
No, I don't do cold. I'm sorry. No. But I'd love to do like a massive perimenopause event where we talk all about perimenopause, and we have a whole thing, and then I help women, understand that a lot of perimenopause is mind over matter in so many things, and then we do a firewalk. So I think we ought to have a huge perimenopause event, and then we do a firewalk because that'd just be so much fun.
If you're interested, you know where to pop us a message.
Yes. If you'd like to come to a perimenopause event near you, let me know and I will be there.
Yeah, and I will be there.
I'll be there. But yeah, I digress. Episode 20, what we doing, Babs?
So, first, I don't want to seem rude if I mispronounce. It's either Andrea or Andrea. She's from Spain.
Okay.
So,
I couldn't tell you.
It might be Andrea. I think so.
Andrea, I would think.
But it's spelled Andrea, so I am so sorry.
Because she could be Andrea that lives in Spain, but she's British, or it could be Andrea
who lives in España.
Okay.
So she's actually from Malaga specifically, and I've been and I loved it.
Nice.
She's
having better weather than we had, although the firewalk was lovely weather.
It was lovely weather. It was nice and sunny, not the day after. So Andrea is 44. So she has 3 little kids, a husband, and a part-time job.
Okay.
She says she also knows, as you have 3 kids.
Not so little.
Not so little. And you have a business. Yes. She wants to know, how do you do it all? How do you manage?
I'm going slightly mad. Okay, all right.
How do you manage looking after your kids, spending time with your partner, being committed to your work, and also looking after yourself, especially in the perimenopause.
Okie dokie.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Big one.
Big one. Lovely question. Fantastic question. Okay, so first and foremost, oh gosh, this is, yes. So, the first thing to realise is nobody's got it all figured out. So if you think I've got it all figured out, you're wrong. Okay? Just because what you see is my highlight reel. Okay? People look at me genuinely and think I everything's smooth sailing. It really, really isn't. And what you see is a well-oiled machine that functions from lots and lots and lots of practice and a team. It is not me on my own being superwoman. I promise you, we are a team. And I rely heavily on you, and my other two daughters do pitch in, especially when you kick them up the whatsits. No, they don't. They're really good, aren't they? So we and my partner is really caring and really supportive. So I lean heavily on my support systems. I do not do it all on my own.
Yeah.
Okay, and when I say, okay, so let's start at the beginning. When you're balancing children and partner and work, it is very, very difficult to find time for yourself. And when they are little, it is even more difficult. So I think the first thing to understand is that no one has it all figured out.
Yeah.
Not a person, okay? And when you then throw perimenopause into the mix, it can seem extremely overwhelming. So obviously with perimenopause, as we know, emotionally and physically, there are so many changes that go on. And so even if I said to you today, so let's say you were one of my one-to-one clients, okay? And you came to me for life coaching, and we worked really, really hard for, let's say, 2-3 months, and we got it all figured out, and we prioritized everything, and we put all your rituals in place, because rituals are, some people call them routines. I don't call them routines, because as you know, I'm ADHD, so I can't bear the idea of routines, because it
sounds boring as well.
Well, for me, it's very, very boring, because I like the new, I like the fresh. Routines to me are like death, but everyone's different. So let's say we got all your rituals in place, and you knew exactly what you were doing. Because perimenopause changes so frequently, you could have a completely new symptom in the next few months that would send everything out of sync again. So it's really important to understand that in perimenopause, flexibility and the willingness to adapt to change is super important, and to go with the flow a little bit is kind of paramount. Start with a place of I'm going to prioritize me. I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to prioritize my energy. If you can start you can stand on the top of energy mountain almost, and just understand that if I can understand that no matter what I do, things are going to change. Because perimenopause is going to change, my symptoms are going to change, everything's going to have ups and downs. Perimenopause is going to throw a lot of different things at me. So I'm going to have to keep changing my rituals. So when you're younger, so I have friends that are like super, super organised. You know some of my friends who are on it and they know what they're doing 6 months in advance. And I can barely keep up. So I'm not that person, as you know. As I was saying, when people look at me and think I've got it all together, people have to remind me what I'm doing on a quite a regular basis. I booked Jenna's dental appointment today for like next April, and I thought, I'm so on it. Are you gonna remember? It's in my diary.
Okay.
Yeah. And for me, that's like woohoo. But if you can say to yourself, I don't always have to have it sorted out. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna see if I can prioritize my energy as number one, because no matter what happens, I need energy. So I'm going to make sure that everything that I do is going to add to my energy levels, okay? Because no matter what happens, I'm going to need my energy. Number two, I'm going to have to be flexible, because perimenopause is going to keep giving me weird curveballs. It's going to keep throwing new symptoms at me. I'm going to keep feeling differently about my emotions. Some days I'm going to wake up feeling one kind of way. Other days I'm going to wake up another kind of way, and I'm going to have to deal with it, okay? So that's two things. Prioritizing my energy. When I have energy, I'm going to be able to handle the ups and downs. When I don't have energy, I'm going to need to rely on other people a bit more.
That's a good, like, first and foremost,
Yeah.
you need energy.
Yeah. So energy is going to come number one. Mm-hmm. Okay? Now, speaking about what you can and cannot handle, you are not an island. You've said you've got your marriage, right? Got a husband. Okay. Communication with your husband is super duper important, right? He's not the enemy, even though sometimes you will feel like you want to stab him in the eye for breathing. He's, don't breathe at me in that tone of voice.
I love that.
Yeah, he's not the enemy. He is your biggest advocate. He's the father of your children. He's the love of your life, hopefully. And he is going to be your rock. And you need to let him help you. So when your energy is low, communicate with him. Tell him, I'm having a bad day. Yeah. It's a bad perimenopause day. I can't remember what my name is. I don't know what this thing is called. Help. Because everything is an ebb and flow. Sometimes you can manage. Sometimes I'm having a superwoman day. Sometimes I need to crawl up in a ball and cry or hide or just be type of a day. So learn that at this stage of life, you're not meant to do it all alone. And if you've got little kids, that shit's hard. Yeah. Like, that is really hard work.
She's in her early mid-40s as well.
They will test you. They will push every single last button. And kids have a habit of picking up on your energy. So if you are frazzled, what kids will pick up on is that you're not okay. And they'll pick up on this frazzled energy. And you think, oh, kids pick up on frazzled energy, they'll give you a break. No. Kids will pick up on frazzled energy and they will feel unsettled. I mean, we can laugh about it, but they actually feel unnerved. So older children, like, if I'm frazzled, you'll give me a wide berth. You'll be like, holy shitballs, I'm keeping away from her today. Yeah. You'll be like, heads down, but, let's batten the hatches, stay away from mummy. Little kids, when mum is frazzled, when mum is off balance, it unnerves them. It makes them feel unsettled. It makes them feel insecure. So what they then do is, when little kids are insecure, they act up. Okay. Are you with me? Because they feel then insecure. They feel like really stressed. So
they're frazzled themselves.
So they become frazzled. And what little kids then do is they act like little shits, right? So then their behaviour then gets worse. You're already off balance because that's what happened in the first place. Yeah. So then the two, so you're better off handing children over to your husband, just saying, I'm not doing okay. I really need a break. Yeah. So understand, when you're not fit for human consumption, you're much better for everybody's sake. Yeah. Saying, tag, you're it.
She also has a job, part-time job.
Yeah. So okay. So here's the thing. If you're let's say you're on the weekend and you're really tired, because I've said so many times, perimenopause will make you feel like you're on your knees quicker than anything else. Last time I was tired like this was when I was pregnant with you.
Really?
Yeah. The last time I was fatigued, like, especially mid-perimenopause, was when I was first pregnant in 1999.
That's crazy. I didn't know it was like
bone
that.
tired.
Yeah.
Because your hormones are just all over, right?
Wow, that's extreme.
So, yeah. And so when it comes to work, one of the things that I talk to corporates about and companies about is you have to, again, this ebb and flow, and communicating with corporates is really important. I did a podcast the other day. I'm not going to mention the company because it's inappropriate. Oh, yeah. But I did a podcast for them so that they could send it out. They're a worldwide company and they have thousands of employees. But I was helping them draft their corporate responsibility when it comes to perimenopause and menopause, because companies need to know that, again, flexibility when it comes to their menopause and their perimenopause stuff is very important. Otherwise, they will have a brain drain because women in their late 40s, 50s, whatever it is, or mid 40s even, very, very important segment of their staff. But if they're struggling for whatever reason, they don't want to lose that talent. Yeah, yeah. But again, ebb and flow. So a certain amount of flexibility is really, really important. Yeah. So what would I say? Right. First and foremost, setting boundaries is, I think for me, has been a real game changer. Perimenopause can mess with your focus and it can mess with your emotions. So it helps me to separate, I think, time with your kids and time with work is really, really important. So if you can separate your work time and your family time, it's really important. So if you're at work, put your phone on focus mode so that no one's disturbing you. Even if you work from home, I don't know what she does. She has a part-time job. But even if when she's at home, work doesn't impede on home time. Yeah. And when she's at work, the opposite, because both can bleed into each other. It's
like when Rowan calls you and you're at work. It's like you can't do both.
No. And I have to say to her, like, right now I'm at work. Yeah. And
that's your boundary.
And that's my boundary. And you have to put it in place, because if I answer personal calls when I'm at work, my focus goes. I can't, my ability to multitask or compartmentalize overwhelms me. If I don't segment them properly, it overwhelms me. I used to be able to switch more easily. I think before perimenopause, I used to be able to say, oh yeah, just hold on, I'll do this, and then come back to work.
Well, that makes sense.
And I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I have to just stay in work mode.
That's something else on top of your life. That's a big thing. So it makes sense that other things are gonna...
Yeah. Just can't do it. Yeah. I think one area which used to suffer more is time with my partner, and he drew my attention to this. And he was because we obviously, with what I do for a living, we have very open conversations, and he feels very comfortable to say to me, you're getting the balance wrong.
Yeah. In our house, we're quite good at...
We're very open. Yeah. We're very good at communication. So he feels very comfortable to say to me, you haven't prioritized me this week, or, can we schedule in time? Or so because we have this open communication, if I'm getting the balance wrong, he does feel comfortable to say to me, hey, let's do date night. Or
it's good that he does that. Yeah, that he feels comfortable.
And this is the thing, when you have this communication, you have that type of relationship, he feels very comfortable to say to me. But I am aware as well, so sometimes I'll say, I'm so tired this week, but I'd love to, let's come on the weekend. Can we spend a day together? Yeah. And then because you guys are older, I can then say, I'm doing date night on Friday night, or I'm going away on this day, and then I can say to what, obviously you work with me, so I can say, schedule out that time, whatever it is. So it is also, a priority for me to stay connected, and I've learned to communicate with him openly. It's not necessarily, in my life right now, it's not necessarily about quantity of time, because I can't, what my life is like, firewalk, podcast, life coaching brand, lifestyle brand, children, horses.
But it's like what you said to us growing up, and this is something, because she has 3 kids and you had 3 kids, and me being the oldest child, we always remembered that there's one child that requires a little bit more attention than the other 2, and that's okay. And my mom used to say to us that it's not equal, but it's fair. Yeah. The attention, the amount of attention that I'll spend on each child, it might not be equal, because one needs a bit more attention. So that's a good thing that you always did with us, and letting us know.
Yeah, and this is, it's a tough one when you've got one child that needs more attention than the others. This is the thing, fair and equal are not the same. And in life, it's the same with Scott. He may not get the same attention as my business gets or whatever, but it's always about quality. Spending quality time and going on. I make sure that I spend quality time with everybody in my life. Quality time with you girls separately. So you and I go out for like little shopping trips. And Jenna and I, even if we're just out to the dentist, like today, but we came back the scenic route, and because Jenna loves like countryside, so we came back the scenic route, and we, we'll deliberately put nice songs on when we're doing school run, and we'll sing at the top of our voices, because Jenna and I love to sing. Or,
she doesn't do that with me. I can't sing at the top of my voice with you. There was a rule growing up. Bear in mind, a family of musicians, sidetrack, but I just have to tell the world. I was not allowed to start singing until 9 a.m. and I had to be quiet and stop singing after 7 o'clock at night. I'm not a very good singer.
So, also, like Jenna and I, after school on Fridays, we always go, I'm just not going to come on that one. After school, we go for Costa Coffees every Friday. Yeah. And that's our little date as well. She does really cherish.
And
it's like, Scott will say, do you want me to pick up Jenna? I'm like, never on a Friday. Because that's our little time together.
Yeah.
So it's putting those pockets of, I'm just gonna like skip over that. It's putting those pockets of time in with each person that you value in your life to say to them, you are a priority. No matter how little time you have, it's making sure that you have that quality time with people, and they know that you're a priority, whether it's your best friend, whether it's your partner, and don't let friendships go as well. They're also,
I was going to say, friendships is a good big relationship as well that you have to maintain.
Female friendships. Female friendships of a certain age, like you need your female friends. So just making sure you have those female friendships in there as well. And it's just pockets of time. It doesn't have to be whole, great, big, huge days with people. So putting those things in. So let's just recap. So you are the top of energy mountain. Energy is number one priority. Then you've got to make sure that you compartmentalize and you put your boundaries in place, work life. Then it's letting people know when you're overwhelmed and relying on your support system. Then it's spending priority time with each person in your life. Okay, small moments make the biggest difference. You know, even if it's just having, like, when the kids are in bed, sitting down before, you know, not just rushing off to bed yourself, having that cup of cacao or, you know, tea with, sorry, I'm a lover of cacao, having a cup of cacao with somebody or having a cup of tea with them before you go to bed, just catching up with each other, grown up time together, really important. And then with your self-care, with your self-love, it has to be non-negotiable. If you are not okay in yourself, everything else falls apart. I learned this the hard way, and obviously I'm a life coach. That's above everything else. First and foremost, with my background in psychology, I am a life coach, and it's my passion in life. It's what I do one-to-one with clients.
And you're a damn good one.
Thank you, my lovely. But it's very kind of you. But it's why I'm on this planet, apart from being a mum and everything else. But what I'm most passionate about is helping women avoid burnout, helping women to change their mindset around so that they can think in a way that benefits them and changes their relationship with themselves. This is my whole thing in life, and you have to spend that time with yourself and learn why you're so special and why you're so. I truly believe women are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful humans, and they're so special. And learning to love yourself, and care for yourself, and really take amazing time to nourish yourself, nourish your mind, nourish your body, nourish your soul, is vital. I didn't learn it earlier enough in my life, and that's why I nearly had I did have a crash in 2016. And in perimenopause, I think this is more important than at any other time in your life, because there are some things that you can do that will help your obviously your perimenopause journey, like the supplements and collagen and everything else, but also yoga and also hydration and also sleep. I genuinely believe that these kind of things can make your journey, I mean, I would say lessen, for most women, your symptoms can halve or become 70% easier just by looking after yourself. So you can choose the kind of journey that you have. Now, obviously, some symptoms are horrific, and we know that. I'm not, horrific's maybe a strong word, but some symptoms really suck. Thanks for joining us today on the Uncomplicated Perimenopause podcast. We hope you found this episode helpful and inspiring.
Don't forget, if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, you can reach out through our perimenopause group or on WhatsApp.
For more information on my coaching, perimenopause supplements, books or upcoming events, please visit www.kategrosvenor.com.
And if you've enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, rate and review our podcast. It really helps us reach more listeners just like you.
Until next time. Remember, perimenopause doesn't have to be complicated. We're here to help you every step of the way.
Stay uncomplicated.